welcome back to my channel. This is Lorien with the Wellington Witch. Thank you so much for being with me today. This is going to be your bi-weekly reading starting from the 3rd of August and going all the way through to I think it's the 17th of August. It'll be in the title anyway, I'll confirm the date of the last one, but around the 17th. We start the 2 weeks off. Oh, we've got some ink and charcoal around here. We start the 2 weeks off with a full moon in Aquarius on the 3rd of August, so we'll be going in a little bit with that. This reading is to do with your sun, your moon and your rising sign. You can look at your Venus. I would recommend that you just focus on the main three, otherwise it gets a little bit complicated. And as always, thank you so much for commenting, sharing, liking, subscribing, making sure that you click on the alert bell. Some of you are kind of like first responders. I just see you immediately coming up whenever I put on a video. So thank you so much for everybody who's spending the time with me today. So hopefully we'll get some good information. We're doing a little bit differently this time. We have the Moonology Oracle deck, we have the Druidcraft Tarot, but we still have the runes. And it's going to go 2 cards for love, 2 cards for career, and general overview along with these 2 here. So that's enough rambling from me, but if you do want a reading based on anything I say in these readings online, or if you have a question that you'd like me to look into for you, all the ways is to get in touch and get a reading from me are down below in the description box. All that housekeeping out of the way now, let's get into your readings and I'll speak to you guys very soon. Hello beautiful Libra. Right, here is your reading for for the next 2 weeks. This is a few days late simply because I'm sorry, I've been very busy. I had unexpected clients, I had everything else going on, plus it takes a long time to load these. So yeah, maybe one day I'll get a faster PC. The one I've got at the moment is about 10 years old. But let me just say that the full moon again, if you're Libra rising, this would have been in your 5th house. So this would have been in your house of love affairs, creativity, your childlike spirit, your self-expression, the way that you kind of play, really. So you may see a theme over the next few weeks until the next time I do a reading. You may see that these are taking up more space in your head. There's a big shiny light on that house, so you may actually discover some good stuff coming around because of that. But let's just have a look at what Libra Sun Moon Rising has to say. We're going to do 2 for love, 2 for career and 3 for overview, and I think we're done. Okay, so we have hello, love is the Lover's card. We have 6 of Swords here, and then for career we have 7 of Cups, Queen of Swords, and then we have 3 of Cups, Princess of Swords in reverse, and 2 of Swords. Interesting. Okay, so I'm just doing this shortly after the full moon is about, well, it's kind of crossing from Tuesday into Wednesday because we're just going into the evening on a Tuesday. Hopefully this won't take too long to come through for you guys. But yeah, we have the Lovers and the 6 of Swords. You're moving forwards from something here. If you are coupled, or even if you're single, to be honest, these are really good cards to have. Now, I feel as though there is almost like a transition happening for you. The Lover's card can be about your personal beliefs and your values, your sexuality. So it could even be unrelated to an actual relationship that you're in. But I do see it shifting. I see you moving from one place to the next. I see you maybe changing your mind about how you view relationships. That could also be it. Also realizing that your baggage, your experiences from previous incarnations of relationships, that isn't the be all and end all. You are taking the experiences, you're taking the knowledge, but you're leaving the baggage behind here. So there's definitely a step up you're going to. This can also be the relationship with yourself. But definitely this feels, this could be because it's kicked off with the full moon in Aquarius, but there's definitely kind of a feeling of playfulness, that fertility even that's coming through, self-expression, and you're leaving some kind of dramas behind here. So if that hasn't yet manifested for you, I would recommend just focusing on how you may implement different changes of, what you see differently now as to how you used to see it. Because this could also be you gaining understanding of a part of you that you lost because of a previous relationship, and you're now rediscovering that. You're rediscovering the joy. You're rediscovering your worthiness. So there could also be different layers to this as to how you are incorporating this change and this kind of spotlight into the next few weeks. Your career, on the other hand, seems to be kind of interesting. No, that's not interesting. But this is more complicated. This is more internal feeling. This is more how you are dealing with things. This is more complicated. So the Seven of Cups in the Queen of Swords, you're in charge of your ideas. You're very quick thinking. This is you. You seem to be very perceptive, and you're very much a discoverer of truth, and you fight for truth, social justice. The amount of people that I know who have Libra rising or Libra in their chart, and they're like, no, this is wrong. Some kind of, you have very strong beliefs. These may play a part in your career over the next few weeks, but I just feel like there may be some tiredness. There may be some kind of a fantasy, daydreamy thing. How to discover it or describe it even. When you're kind of, I don't know whether anybody does this, maybe it's just me. You go in your head and you're thinking, oh, wouldn't it be great? And you allow yourself to daydream. But in the end, you kind of just convince yourself that it wouldn't be a good idea. For instance, if you imagined yourself in a new relationship with somebody, you also imagine yourself getting into an argument, getting, the door slammed on you, getting, how the breakup would be. You have the entire thing play out in your mind, and then you decide it's not worth it. So I think your imagination may be getting ahead of you in regards to your career. Maybe you're thinking, this book would do really well, or this painting will sell at a gallery. No, actually it won't. They'll renege on it. They'll say, no, it's not worthy. You're just kind of convincing yourself that something's not going to work here. And I think you may also have too many crises of faith when it comes to your work, whether you're good enough. That's all an illusion. That is all an illusion. I think your self-love here is going to take a big, big turn into how you deal with this, basically, because you are meant to be this person. You're meant to be in control of your ideas, how you communicate, again, thinking of all something new. I feel like you're going to be very, very strong-minded over the course of the next 2 weeks, because it just feels to me like you're going up in energy. And this could be, discovering pieces of yourself that you never knew you had. It could be that you're finally starting to see yourself the way others see you. Like people keep saying, you're really talented, or you're so wonderful. And you go, no, I'm not. But then just believe, if people see something in you, why can't you? So I think that you need to take a step and go, you know what, this is worth it, I am worth it, and just continue feeding that energy into yourself. Not to be egotistical, that's not what this aim of the game is, but I do see you raising higher and higher as time goes on. Now the Three of Cups here in your overview, this is really strong for friendship, community, finding the people that vibe on the same level as you, finding people that really want to communicate, that want to establish something very strong with you. And I think that also you should have 3 reasons to celebrate. This is often comes up when people will have things for celebration. So it could be 1 professional, 1 emotional, and 1 on behalf of a friend. So this is kind of where you go, yes, great, perfect, and you're able to celebrate something and actually enjoy it. These two as well, I think these two have to come together because they seem to be more over here. But the overview, some messages aren't getting through correctly. Some messages just aren't coming through. Now, whether that's your messages to yourself, whether that's some curiosity that's just you're kind of cutting it off because you think it's done. This could also be miscommunication over long distance. But this is like messages, emails, telephone calls that can also be international. Either way, I do think you have a choice as to how you deal with stuff. You could decide to go one way or another. You may feel damned if you do, damned if you don't. There's kind of a stalemate here because the communication isn't clear. So you have a choice as to how to do something or to where to go. But again, it just feels like the vibes are not coming through yet. But you don't have to rush. You don't have to decide right now as to which option you choose or to which way you go down, how you handle something. It doesn't necessarily have to be now. You can make the first steps, but until this communication changes, I'm not sure that you're going to have the solutions that you need and that you normally get. I do think that you're going to feel brighter with community, friendships, and that side of things. But on the other half of things, it feels like there's just slips of communication, maybe the occasional spat, maybe the occasional things that are coming through, and it's just, you say a harsh word, there's a little meh, and then 2 minutes later it's okay, we're back to normal now. So it could just be, you know, a little bit of that spirit coming in where you feel like, hey, and that's kind of, you know, by the wayside afterwards. Let's just have a look at your runes. Okay, this is only the second time I've pulled this rune, and this is Ophelia. No, it's not Ophelia. That's a Shakespeare thing. No, this is Thala. Well, Thala. Anyway, it doesn't matter. This is about heirlooms, your heritage, your land of birth. So again, you could be going back to, you know, how you were as a kid or what you were brought up to believe. You know, the things that you carry with you are sometimes here based on your parents' relationships and how they view relationships, even your family. So it could be their expectations you're getting rid of in romance. It could also be you going, you know, I'm not quite sure that I believe everything that you believe, and actually asserting yourself as, you know, your own free thinker and your own way of doing things. Let me just have a look in here. Another rune that I have not pulled at all yet. I used to do this all the time with a different set. But this one is Algiz. This is the elk. This is protection. This is shield and warding off evil. So again, I think there may be some negativity, maybe self-doubt here. I think ward off the self-doubt. Self-doubt is not your friend. I don't think that you need to focus on that at all. So if you can, tell self-doubt to take a hike. You know, I do believe that there's progress. I believe that there's things that maybe you don't know that's happening yet. Well, everybody has some stuff like that, but it's the universe working in the background to try and help you here. And I just feel that there's, in some cases, you're not sure as to whether it's helping you or whether it has your best interests at heart. I've just looked at the bottom card. It's almost like it wanted to come out. Your commitment is being tested. So it may be feeling that your commitment is being tested here. And again, especially with the self-doubt, like, do you really want to be a best-selling author? Do you really want to get that house? Do you really want to close that deal? Do you really want to move to Hawaii? You know, whatever it is that you want to do, how committed are you to this? And it feels almost like, oh no, I can't possibly do it. You do. You have everything you need to make a success of yourself. You have everything you need to make a success of yourself. It's just a case of the self-doubt fairy coming in and going, hello, yes, but maybe not, maybe not, maybe not, maybe not. And you're just kind of like, no, 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 no. Thank you for your input, self-doubt fairy, but please go and bother somebody else. So yeah, that could be something that you need to do over the course of the next few weeks. Allow your creativity to bloom. Allow it to flow. Allow yourself that space for self-expression, allow it to come through. I mean, there may be some like minor dramas because you can't really avoid it, but just be authentically you and self-expression. It's time to take action. Yeah, you may not be able to though at the moment. Like I say, I have a little bit of a qualm with this card. You may not be able to at the moment because some miscommunication is not quite being obvious enough. But as soon as you do, it's time to take action to say, look, I am worthy of this. I agree with that. I am able to do this. But tell that self-doubt to take a hike. Tell it to go away. Go away. We don't want you here. If you need to, just imagine that your aura field, you just kind of shake it like a little dog, you know, like you shake it and it just completely sheds all the grey, all the negativity, and it blossoms brightly afterwards. You shake it off. You can even do it in the shower. I often do that when I'm thinking that I'm... Sometimes actually, imagine all the kind of negativity draining off you. You'll be surprised. Sometimes I get a diamond, that my skin is turning to diamond with all the negativity going off. It's revealed as diamond. Sometimes it's sapphire. So kind of experiment, see what kind of gem your body is, what energy you're giving off when you get rid of that negativity. It will change most times. But yeah, it's always interesting to see where you're at and where your energy is if you test it like that. But Libra, I do think that it's a kind of a quiet few weeks. You're focusing on improving yourself, you're focusing on believing in yourself, and focus on, I think, asserting what you believe. But also, you will have a choice to make. You will probably want more information as to which direction to go or who to go to. But I honestly believe this is very forward thinking, and you're definitely going to be in a position that feels right to you the further we go in the rest of the year. But my lovelies, I hope that was helpful. Leave a comment below if it was. I love hearing from you. If you'd like a reading about this or anything else, let me know in the comments below. Not let me know in the comments below. All the information as to how to get a reading is in the description box below. But in the meantime, take care of yourselves, my lovelies, and each other. And I'll read for you very, very soon.